The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, from the Sunday School Bible, 1445 BC. Copyright, the Sunday School Bible, LLC, 2025. All rights reserved. You will be holy. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to all the congregation of the children of Israel Jacob, and say to them, You will be holy, because I, the Lord, your God, am holy. Respect your mother and father." The Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "You will respect your mother and your father." The Sabbath, the Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "You will keep my Sabbath. I am the Lord your God." The peace offering, the Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "If you offer a sacrifice for peace offerings to the Lord, you will offer it at your own will. You will eat the peace offering sacrifice the same day you offer it, and on the next day. If the peace offering sacrifice remains until the third day, it will be burnt in fire. If any of the peace offering sacrifice is eaten on the third day, it is abominable, and the peace offering will not be accepted. Therefore, anyone who eats the peace offering sacrifice will bear their iniquity or sin, meaning they will carry the responsibility for their sin and its consequences, for having profaned, desecrated, polluted, or treated as common what is sacred to the Lord, and that soul will be cut off from among their people. Leaving grain or fruit for the poor. The Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "When you reap the harvest of your land, you will not harvest your land all the way to the corners of your field, neither will you gather the grain left behind or gather the produce left behind after your harvest. You will not pick your vineyard bare, neither will you gather the fallen fruit of your vineyard. You will leave the fallen fruit for the poor and the stranger. I am the Lord your God." Stealing, lying, and dishonesty. The Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "You must not steal. You must not deal falsely with one another. You must not lie to one another. You must not swear falsely by invoking my name to back up a lie, or invoking my name to back up deceit, thereby disrespecting the name of your God, or thereby dishonoring the name of your God. I am the Lord Yahweh. You must not defraud your neighbor. You must not rob your neighbor. The wages of a laborer who is hired will not remain with you all night until the morning. You must not curse the deaf. You must not put a stumbling block before the blind. But you will fear your God. I am the Lord Yahweh." Justice and gossip. The Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "You must not make an unfair decision in judgment. You must not favor the poor person, nor honor the mighty person, but you will judge your neighbor in righteousness. You must not go around spreading gossip, slander, or rumors among your people. You will not do anything that harms your neighbor. I am the Lord Yahweh." Hate. The Lord continued, speaking to Moses, "You must not hate your relatives in your heart. You must rebuke your neighbor and not bear sin because of them. You must not avenge or bear any grudge against the children of your people. Love your neighbor as yourself. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord, Yahweh. Keep my statutes. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must keep my statutes. Do not mingle. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You must not let your cattle breed with another kind. You must not sow your field with mingled seed. You must not wear garments mingled with linen and wool. Sexual relations. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. Whatever man has sexual relations with a woman who is a slave, committed to becoming another man's wife, who has not been redeemed, or whose freedom has never been purchased, there will be an inquiry and punishment, but they will not be put to death, because she was not free. The man must present a ram for his trespass or guilt offering to the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. The priest will make an atonement for the man with the ram of the trespass or guilt offering before the Lord, for the man's sin which he has done. Then the sin which the man has committed will be forgiven. Fruit from a newly planted tree. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. When you come into the land and have planted all manner of trees for food, you will count the fruit of the trees as uncircumcised. 3 years will it be as uncircumcised to you. Therefore, the fruit will not be eaten. The 4th year. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof will be holy, with which to praise the Lord. The 5th year. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. In the 5th year, you will eat the fruit thereof, so that it may yield to you the increase thereof. I am the Lord, Yahweh, your God. Do not eat blood. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will not eat anything with the blood. Do not practice sorcery. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will not use enchantments. This refers to sorcery, spells, or divination, trying to gain secret knowledge or power through occult means. Do not seek omens or fortune tellers. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will not practice omen reading or fortune telling. Note, the King James Version uses the phrase observe times in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 26. However, the Hebrew Bible Masoretic text uses a word meaning to interpret omens or practice soothsaying, which is fortune telling. Therefore, to clarify the meaning of observe times, the SSB will use omen reading or fortune telling. End of note. Hair. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will not round the corners of your heads. You will not disfigure your beards by cutting its edges. Note, in reference to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 27, in ancient times, certain pagan nations, like the Egyptians, Canaanites, or Babylonians, would shave their heads or make specific haircuts as part of idol worship or mourning rituals. God forbid his people from copying those practices to keep them set apart or holy from the pagan customs. Regarding a man's beard, this part prohibits disfiguring the beard, especially in ways used during mourning for the dead or in pagan religious rituals. End of note. Do not cut or tattoo your skin. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead. You will not print any marks on you for the dead. I am the Lord, Yahweh. Note, in reference to Leviticus Chapter 19, verse 28, the practice of cutting the skin relates to an ancient pagan custom where people would cut their bodies as a form of mourning when someone died. In some surrounding cultures, such as the Canaanites or Babylonians, individuals would slash their skin, believing it honored the deceased or helped communicate with spirits. Regarding markings on the skin, such as tattoos, this pertains to permanent markings often made as symbols of devotion to idols for magical protection or to identify oneself with a particular pagan god or cult. End of note. Do not prostitute your daughter. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. Do not prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, or else the land will fall into whoredom, and the land will become full of wickedness. The Sabbath. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will keep my Sabbaths. You will reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord, Yahweh. Do not use mediums or sorcerers. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. Do not pay attention to people who claim to communicate with spirits. Do not associate with people who claim to communicate with spirits. Do not seek after wizards, because they will defile you. I am the Lord, Yahweh, your God. Honoring the old. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will stand up before a gray-haired person and honor the face of the old man. Fear your God. I am the Lord, Yahweh. Strangers. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. If a stranger sojourns with you in your land, you will not do him wrong. A stranger who lives with you will be to you as one born among you, and you will love him as yourself, because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord Yahweh, your God. Do no unrighteousness. The Lord continued speaking to Moses. You will do no unrighteousness in judgment, in a measuring stick, in weight, or in units of measure. You will have impartial balances, impartial weights, impartial ephahs, standard unit of measurement for dry items such as grain, flour, etc., and impartial hens, which is a standard unit of measurement for liquids such as oil and wine. I am the Lord, Yahweh, your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you will observe all my statutes and observe all my judgments and do them. I am the Lord, Yahweh.